Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with another Enhancement Shaman Mythic Plus video. This time we are doing a 14 workshop, and yes, I know it is on stream, and you may have already seen this, and I do apologize. I was trying to get another one where I was only doing the one button assist thingy, but, every time I tried to do that, yeah, the key fell apart, which was quite unfortunate. So I figured rather than just sitting here getting frustrated, we'll just show whatever this is. I can't even remember. A 14 workshop that I did on stream. That's what it is. But anyways, I am running the single target build for Totemic in this one, and the reason being is I felt like Workshop doesn't have those quite excessive pulls like Priory of the Flame or Motherload or any of those ones where it seems more like it's around, 6 targets, maybe 8. Now, being as, an enhanced one, it probably would have been better to go full AoE, but at the same time, I felt like boss damage was needed, there wasn't much else to do, so my damage could have been higher, I think, but it definitely felt better to do it this way, and honestly, it, didn't feel too bad. But anyways, guys, so 11.2 is around the corner, probably gonna drop in August, most likely late August. And we already saw our tier set, and if you didn't check out that video from last week, you should, cause well, maybe if you're interested in the tier set, you should, because it's looking very, very strong. And even though they did nerf it, so what happened was before the nerf, it was every 3 awakening storms for Stormbringer, you would get 6 seconds of Ascendance, and every time you proc Ascendance, you get Tempest. And what they nerfed it to was every 6 awakening storm procs, you get 5 seconds of Ascendance. So, it's a pretty hefty nerf, but I think everybody can agree it was warranted because I don't know how the Enhancement Shaman dev team got that tier set through without it being flagged at all, but they did, and it is honestly nuts. I don't know how they did it, and I died here, I didn't think I was in that maximum trust, but, I was, and later on, feel free to laugh at me at all the times I die. I didn't realize how blind I was until, watching this key back. I'm not gonna lie, I did not realize how blind I actually am to some stuff. It's hilarious. So feel free to laugh because oh my gosh. But yeah, so we haven't seen any further changes to 11.2 regarding enhancement, just the tier set nerf. Now, it's been I want to say it's been a week, right? Or 2 weeks since the PTR was released, so we could see some actual tuning coming in. Whether or not that actually happens, I don't know. Enhanced does seem to be fairly balanced in terms of damage output, and yeah, tank following me. Oh my gosh. I blame Grump for that one. But that was probably my fault too. But what was I talking about there? The 11.2 PTR hasn't shown any nerfs to enhancement directly other than the tier set. Now, we could see what I'm hoping for is to see some buffs to, Fire Nova or potentially Alpha Wolf, even these talents that we have not made use of for quite some time. I don't even think we haven't used Fire Nova since Brackenhide Hollow, which was season 2 of Dragonflight. That was the only time we ever used it. We haven't used Alpha Wolf, period. At least I don't think so, because Elemental Wolves was always just better. So I'd like to see some changes to those and possibly some talent choice, maybe changes, or just, you know, better design, I guess. I can't complain too much because of how successful our class has been in the war within so far because like we have two builds that are completely competitive with one another. Like if you want to run Stormbringer, you can do that in both Raid and Mythic Plus. And if you want to run Totemic, you can do that in both Raid and Mythic Plus. They're both completely competitive, and there's not even like really that much of a difference in DPS. One can perform better if you get better procs. That's about it. And that's wild. And then you look at all these other classes and they're kind of, they're struggling with their one build. Now, in terms of raid output, our boss damage is not all that amazing. We are lacking a bit on the single target, but when it comes to AoE, we are up there. Now, we're not like, you know, Unholy DK or Boomkin when you get into those high keys where they're doing enormous pulls and these enormous amount of damage, but we're definitely competing with them in the overall. And it's quite nice because I think everyone that's played Enhance for quite a while knows we've come from a pretty low side of the damage meters. I think majority of Shadowlands, I feel like we were, pretty horrible, and majority of BFA, we weren't really good either. So seeing that once Dragonflight hit, we kind of saw Enhance take up a role in the higher tier of DPS, which is really nice to see. But then we also have an Elemental, which is our counterpart, which is also performing well. So it's really really nice to see, and I hope it does continue. But the chances of that are very low. Like even though we aren't listed as S tier on Warcraft logs anymore for raid, I still think we're more than a great option to bring to raid because even like we're at the bottom end of the damage output, but compared to the top end, we're like, I don't know, what is it, 2% different in terms of output. So it's really not that big of a deal, I guess. So, but the fact that we have two different specializations essentially, we we have it pretty darn good, and I am excited by it. A lot of the changes coming to 11.2 seem to be quality of life. So if you didn't know, Tempest is getting changed for Stormbringer. Um, Not Tempest itself, but Storm's Invocation, sorry. So what is actually happening is whenever you get Tempest during Ascendance, your Storm's Invocation will consume it, but it will consume up to 10 stacks. So let's say you're at 5 and you have Tempest, it'll cast Tempest and it'll only consume 5. But if you have Tempest and you are at 10 stacks of Maelstrom, it will consume all 10 of those to send out that one Tempest. And it only works for Tempest. So that's a really nice change. On top of that, whenever Tempest cleaves or whatever Tempest does, it's no longer going to affect Thorm's invocation. So if you're doing Chain Lightning, it will automatically cast your Tempest for you, but it will not switch to lightning bolt. And if you're in single target and your tempest actually cleaves onto a secondary target, it won't switch to chain lightning. It'll stick to lightning bolt. This is a huge change, and change, and I'm super excited because one, for PvP, it was definitely frustrating whenever it swapped to chain lightning, and also on top of that, whenever you're doing like a light two target cleave or something and an ad comes out and just falls over, it's very frustrating to have to switch back to lightning bolt during your ascendance because that's a GCD just completely gone. It is definitely frustrating. But at the same time, it's better than what it could have been. Could have been absolutely nothing. I don't know. But yeah. So that is super duper exciting. I also didn't really see anything too exciting from the raid either. I took a few peeks at some weapons, but nothing really stood out. Now, just a fair warning, we are getting a legendary cloak next season, so make sure you don't have an embellishment on your cloak coming to up to that. On top of that, you're going to want the boots from the raid as well if you are raiding. Um, Reason being is it gives your cloak 50% increased proc chance or something. So you're not going to want embellishments on your boots or your cloak. So I'd recommend going with your weapon with Ascendance and then your wrist guards with the writhing armor banding. Now, I have seen a lot of people switch over to the critical strike dawn threading, I think it is. But when I ran sims of myself, it still told me that Ascendance was better by, a little bit and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know which one's better. A lot of people have swap, but I think I'm just gonna stick to Ascendance. It's better in the long run and it gives you a solid amount of stats that switch in between. But yeah, from what I've seen, it definitely is definitely gonna be get away from the cloak and boots. But yeah, in the end, it is whatever you want to do. But I recommend going with wrists and weapons. And then we have oh yeah, we killed Bandit on Mythic finally. So I was able to get my Mythic House of Cards, which was great. Until I simmed and I realized that I don't know if House of Cards just doesn't sim well or what, but it's telling me that the signet of the Priory of the Flame signet or whatever it is, that other on use trinket, says it's actually better by like 0.01% or 0.1%. And now that's honestly like so small, but yeah, it says it's better, which is quite the shock because House of Cards gives out a significant amount of mastery compared to the signet. Like I'm talking an extra like 3,000 mastery. So it's kind of weird to see that the signet would be better. So as to why, I really have no idea. No idea at all. But also I got all 14s done, which was super nice. So I now have resilient 14s, and I know some of you guys are already working on your 16s and 17s, which is absolutely wild. And congrats for that. That's crazy. Cause yeah, I don't know. We're gonna try pushing 15s here soon enough, but as for if we're gonna get them down, I don't know. I just feel like maybe we're not pulling enough or it's just not enough overall damage. I'm not sure. But it's been fun and this season has been an absolute blast, to be honest. I'm really crossing my fingers that next season is going to continue. I know we are getting the new dungeon. We are getting Dawnbreaker back. We are getting Arakara back, as well as Floodgate. Now, Floodgate, I actually enjoy, and I think that's a great dungeon. I know it might be a bit of a hot take there, but Dawnbreaker's a bit on the edge. I didn't really like Dawnbreaker, and Arakar was definitely one of the more annoying ones. Even though it wasn't too excessively difficult, the final boss is definitely one of the pain in the butts. If you don't know what you're doing, you're definitely gonna wipe and stuff like that. And our car can definitely get out of hand very, very fast, and it does not favor you at all. And one of the ads, the spider mob at the start, one of the mini bosses essentially, the second one there that does the mass AoE damage. Oh my gosh, that needs some tuning. Because you do that on a 15 and you just die if you don't get, like, anything at all. Like, if you don't defensive or anything, like, you just dead. Or if your healer doesn't preemptively heal that, it's ridiculous how much damage that does. But yeah, I am excited. And then, I don't know if they announced the other 4 dungeons from the pool. Um, I didn't really pay attention, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if they have announced those yet. I'm crossing my fingers that we get some that we haven't seen yet. So that'd be really, really nice because this is like the third time we've seen Workshop, I think. So it'd be really nice to see something that isn't Workshop and maybe some older dungeons from Classic or something like that. Like maybe Razor Fen Downs or something ridiculous. I don't know. But it's nice to see a change. So the new dungeon I am super excited about. Like I haven't really seen anything on it, but it's a new dungeon. I don't think anybody can complain about a new dungeon as long as it's not like what was it, the Seat of the Triumphant or something from Legion, whatever that dungeon was that was like the void thing, that was atrocious. that was that was brutal. So hopefully it's nothing like that, but yeah, I don't imagine them making another one of those. So it's definitely I'm excited for the new season. Um this one's definitely felt like it's gone on for quite some time, and Rightfully so. I mean, it's been what, week 21 or something, so we're definitely getting close. Maybe it's not even close to week 20. I don't know. It definitely feels like a long season, but that just could be because we've been playing so much. Not sure. Not sure. But yeah, guys. Anyways, that is gonna be it for my commentary. I'm gonna let the rest of the video play through and the comms and stuff. And I do apologize for any language, but you know, stuff happens on stream. And the last boss, feel free to laugh because yeah, again, like I said at the start, I didn't realize how blind I was until now. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed so far, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video as well. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Laters!
Is a force to be reckoned with.
Every woman is.
Uh-huh.
Mechanical purity.
Why I'm done with relationships. You can be my friend with benefits, but that's it. Fuck ever living with one again? Hell no. I mean, I gotta live with one till she's 18 because she's my daughter, you know.
Not exactly the same.
Right. She's getting into her teenager, but she's being a little sassier than she needs to be.
Just beat her.
No, I don't do that. I do that gentle parenting. It's okay. You feel your feelings. It's all right. I get on her ass when she needs to be in trouble. Like fucking get in trouble at school fucking 3 times in 2 years.
Static. Oh,
Girls.
that's way over there. Fuck.
It worked.
It did. Damn squirrels.
Squirrels?
Squirrel. Oh my god. Bruh.
Traitors.
Oh man, this last boss is going to be awful with melee.
It actually might not be too bad, but yeah, you could, might be. Who knows?
Just don't jump off the edge, Sid, like me.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, Grump's probably gonna hunt off the edge.
No, it's fine as long as you do it during the magnet. That's the only time you can do it and not fall off. But you got to make sure not to push any other button.
What? I would. I wasn't even in that.
Can you honk?
No, I can't.
Where you at?
I can't reset
He
it.
has a thing on top of him right now.
Oh shit, I can't find him.
The monks got me.
No, don't take that.
What?
What? Why did you?
I said don't take that.
No, the highlight wasn't even in the fucking circle. I hate this game so much, man. Like, Bigger, I'm gonna need you to drop a Jeeves too. I can't even accept that anymore.
Oh, really?
I gotta wait for it to move. You drop a Jeeves though?
Yeah.
Fucking trash game, man, I swear. I get a battle scope.
Did.
Oh, okay. I can't see, that's all.
Man, he's so needy.
I just need my books.
I can still hit him while he does that to me. It's cool.
Dun, 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 dun. Try to stack up so we don't spread those all over the platform.
At least they're gonna be in front of us, for the most part.
Magnet, careful. Oh, see it? Ah!
Why am I dying?
Do we have an extras, or did I
Yeah.
waste them all?
Yeah, there's one more.
Could do a magnet soon.
Magnet, yeah.
Woo! Okay. Almost through that. My bad. Jesus.
It's always this boss, man. I don't
Dude.
know what it is.
Like, you know how you get a highlight when you get a resurrection?
Yeah.
It was quite a ways away from the ball. And it spawned me on the ball. I was just like, are you serious?